They protected a human child. Now no one dares touch their species. It started with a child, not an army, not a warship, not a superweapon, just a child. She was lost, frightened, alone. And when an alien tribe, weak, forgotten, despised by the galaxy, protected her, the universe expected nothing to change. But the universe was wrong, because she was human. And humanity does not forgive. Humanity does not forget. The day they sheltered her, their fate was sealed. From that moment forward, no one dared touch their species. The Nithari were not warriors. They were not conquerors. They were a small people, dwelling in the misty forests of their homeworld, hunted by raiders, ignored by the council, trampled by empires. And yet one evening, as the crimson sun dipped below the tree line, a girl stumbled into their village. She was small, pale-skinned, hair like fire, eyes wide with terror. She carried no weapons, only bruises, the elders whispered. Not one of us. Not from any world we know. But the Nithari children gathered around her. She wept, clutching her knees, shivering from fear. And Elder Thria made the decision that would change history. She is a child, she said firmly. And a child must be protected. They took her in. They gave her food. They wrapped her in woven cloaks. They shielded her from the shadows that prowled the forest edge. They did not know what she was. They did not know who hunted her, but they kept her safe. It did not take long for her pursuers to come. Sleek ships descended, bearing the mark of the Dravik raiders, slavers feared across 10 sectors. Their leader sneered as he stepped into the Nithari village. His armor gleamed with the bones of past victims. We tracked the human here, he growled. Hand her over, the villagers trembled. The Dravik were merciless. To defy them was death, but Elder Thria stepped forward, staff in hand. She is under our protection, she said. Her voice shook, but her eyes did not. The raider laughed. Your protection? You are nothing. You are prey. Do you think the galaxy will avenge you? No, Thria replied softly. But we will not betray her. The raiders beat them, burned their huts, took their food. But they never found the child, hidden in the roots of the elder trees, bruised and bleeding. The Nithari endured, and that was enough, because the signal reached Earth. Humanity had been searching. The girl, Elara Hale, daughter of Fleet Commander Marcus Hale, had been stolen from a colony transport during a pirate ambush. When Earth received the Nithari's desperate transmission, humans moved, not with words, not with negotiations, but with warships. The sky above Nithar split open as Terran fleets emerged. Carriers, dreadnoughts, cruisers, more firepower than the small world had ever seen. The Dravik raiders, still camped outside the village, looked up in disbelief. Then, the bombardment began. Human strike craft screamed across the atmosphere. Precision railfire tore through the raider ships, ripping them apart before they could flee. On the ground, drop pods slammed into the soil, disgorging Terran Marines in black armor, their visors burning red. Locate the child, their commander ordered. Secure the villagers. Kill anything with Dravik markings. The battle was over in minutes. Raiders who had once terrorized entire sectors fell screaming into the dirt. Their commander begged for mercy. None was given, because humanity had only one message for those who dared harm their own. You touched what was ours. You will not exist tomorrow. Elara ran from her hiding place as the last Dravik fell. She threw herself into her father's arms as he emerged from the command shuttle. Tears blurred his vision, but he held her close, whispering her name over and over. When he looked up, he saw the Nithari huddled, broken, watching with wide, fearful eyes. He approached Elder Thria, bowing low. You protected my daughter, he said, when no one else would. When it cost you everything, Thria shook her head. She was a child. That is reason enough. Marcus Hale straightened. His voice carried across the village, across the cameras of the Terran fleet. From this day forward, the Nithari are under Earth's protection. Any who dare touch them will face us, the villagers gasped. The Marines saluted, and the galaxy trembled. News of the battle traveled faster than light. The Dravik raiders, erased. Their fleets annihilated, their homeworlds glassed, and at the center of it all, a forgotten forest tribe. Whispers spread across the stars. They protected a human child, and now Earth shields them. Strike the Nithari, and you strike humanity. Empires that once raided their villages now diverted their fleets. Smugglers who preyed on them vanished into the void. Even the Galactic Council, smug in its superiority, marked the Nithari as untouchable, not because of their power, not because of their influence, but because they had earned humanity's promise. Years later, when the Council debated sanctions against Earth, it was the Nithari who stood before the chamber, tiny, frail, overlooked for millennia. Yet their words silenced the hall. When we were prey, Elder Thrya said, none of you came to help us. Not one empire, not one council fleet. Only Earth answered. Only humans protected us. If you wish to call them dangerous, then call them so. But remember this, without them, our people would be ashes. And so long as they draw breath, no one will dare touch us again. And in that silence, many species wondered, what if humanity chose to protect us too? From that day, humanity's reputation was no longer just about their weapons, their rage, or their endurance. It was about their loyalty, their terrifying, unstoppable loyalty. If you harmed a human, their fleets would burn your worlds. If you betrayed their trust, they would erase your empire. But if you protected one of theirs, if you stood with them, they would move heaven and stars to defend you. And so the galaxy learned a truth far greater than fear. To be protected by humans was to be untouchable. Alara Hale grew with that legend at her back. She never forgot the Nithari who had taken her in. As she rose through the Terran ranks, first cadet, then captain, then admiral, she carried their woven cloak with her into every battle. When asked why, she would smile softly, because once, when I was small, they chose kindness over survival. And because of that choice, they will never be alone. And when she finally stood before the council herself, flanked by Terran guards, she placed that cloak on the table. This is your reminder, she said. We are not feared because we are strong. We are feared because we do not forget who stood with us. Centuries later, when children across the stars study history, they do not just memorize the wars or the treaties, they learn the story of a barefoot human girl, lost and afraid, of a humble alien tribe who chose to protect her, and of the day humanity repaid that kindness with the fury of 1,000 suns. And always, the lesson ends the same. They protected a human child. Now no one dares touch their species.